You were on a freaking ventilator, paralyzed, Mr. Clark. Do you realize how serious that is?
Sure.
Hold up. This courtroom just went from quiet proceedings to life or death revelations in seconds. We're talking about Mr. Clark, a man who landed in court after reportedly being on a ventilator, unconscious, and barely clinging to life. Now, let that sink in. He's standing here today because of a suspected drug overdose involving benzodiazepines, fentanyl, cannabis, and possibly more. The judge doesn't just throw the book. He slams it with a curfew, drug testing, an ankle monitor, and zero tolerance. But here's where it gets wild. After promising to stay clean, Mr. Clark tests positive again, this time for a highly controlled substance called buprenorphine, a drug typically used to treat opioid addiction. He claims he has no idea how it got into his system. But the timeline, the test results, and the courtroom tension say otherwise. Why does the judge seem so emotionally invested? What really happened during Mr. Clark's hospitalization? And how did a near-death experience turn into courtroom suspicion? Stick around, because this case is about to raise some serious questions about accountability, addiction, and the justice system's role in saving lives.
I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test right now, and I want you back with me tomorrow. You understand?
Sure.
I'm giving you a curfew. You are not allowed out past 9 p.m., and I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle as of now. If I find that you're out, if I find that you're using, I'm going to make your bond $100,000. Do you understand?
Sure.
You are not allowed to use any alcohol, any dope, and I'm going to test you 2 times a week to make sure that you're not using. And the first time you test positive for anything, and you come in here and try to tell me you got a marijuana car, you got a cocaine car, you got a fentanyl car, you got something I don't give a rat's behind, I will keep you with me.
Sure.
And if that's the way I'm going to save you, so be it. Hey, Kavita. Hey. Yeah, come up, Mr. Clark. You tested positive for marijuana.
Yes, sir.
You also tested positive for buprenorphine, naloxone. Do you have a prescription for that?
No, sir, I don't even know what that is. Like ever since I love when you said I do weed, I ain't never did weed.
You tested positive for another controlled substance.
On the car,
You tested positive for another controlled substance.
Judge, he denies taking anything. Can we retest him, please? I know you're on Monday,
Also,
Thursday.
naloxone is Narcan, Your Honor. That might have been administered at the hospital during the system of events.
No. This is something that's not Narcan. It's something that's different. This is something that is a controlled substance that you put under your tongue to prevent withdrawals. It's buprenorphine.
Is that something that may?
It's something that you need. It's a very controlled substance that you would get from like a.
May that have been administered in this hospitalization, because we had.
Then it would have showed up at the last time.
I don't know.
When did we test him last?
Last week.
On last Tuesday, right? What showed up on that test? Just marijuana, right? That's it. You're taking something and you're trying to evade from us. What is it?
No, I ain't taking nothing else since. Like stuff under my tongue, no. I ain't never taken nothing, something like that before.
What else are you taking?
Sure.
If you are not honest with me, I'm going to put you in jail right now. That's it. You tested positive for something else.
He said THC the first time I was there, he said BUP or something. I asked him what that was. It was like.
Here's where the stakes skyrocket. Mr. Clark not only violated his curfew and drug restrictions, he's now tested positive for Suboxone, a combination of buprenorphine and naloxone. This isn't weed or even fentanyl. It's a prescription-only substance used to treat opioid dependence. But guess what? No prescription. No explanation. Just a whole lot of, I don't know. And the judge. He's not buying the hospital defense. Why? Because if it had been administered at the hospital, it would have shown up on the previous test last Tuesday. It didn't. So the only logical conclusion? Mr. Clark took it after being released. This moment is a masterclass in courtroom logic, and the judge knows that if he lets this man go, he might be signing his death certificate. It's not just about punishment, it's about protection, even from himself. Now ask yourself, if you were the judge, would you take the risk and let him out? Or would you keep him locked up to save his life?
Take that without a prescription. You just can't. And he's denying taking anything. But I have a positive for another controlled substance.
You said that. You test again today.
Judge, if you would be okay with me talking to his mom and getting a list of his prescriptions that he.
Yeah, but I'm going to keep him. I'm not letting him go. No, I'm not going to let him kill himself. I'm not going to do it. You stay with me. That's it. I'm not going to do it. You almost killed yourself one time. I'm not going to do it again. I told you. We reach out to mom. We'll roll it to tomorrow. But I told him absolutely strict compliance. I didn't care. And now another controlled substance is in the system.
I know Chief and I spoke last week about an offer, so let me read this.
Oh, I'm not letting him plead guilty just to get him out so he can kill himself out there. I'm not going to
I'm
do
not
that.
saying that, Judge. I want to read our offer to see if they want to maybe do a deferred or something so he can be monitored as opposed to a time served.
You know, I guess we'll do the same thing with Bonilla, like a TRAS to see what,
Yeah, I mean, that's probably what I
you
was
know?
going on.
But, you know, Kavita,
On the team, right?
I mean, did you hear about what happened the last time?
I did. I was here.
Yeah, she was here.
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
My only concern with what he was tested positive with, that's not like a street drug or like a fun drug. It's like an opiate,
Reverse an overdose.
it's really just that. So if he's testing positive for that, I know the first test didn't show up.
But that's something that you can't just,
I know, but
You can't-
on the first test, like, it doesn't show up on a normal test. It shows only if you're testing for that. That's my concern with something like, because I've dealt with Suboxone or whatever in felony, all these PCSs that people are on, like
Yeah.
PCP and stuff.
sure.
Like, I've dealt with that. And the only time they show up is if you're specifically testing for that. So I'm not sure, I don't know the details of the first test, but my concern is that.
We did the same test last week that we did just now.
I mean, that's fair.
And it didn't show then. Like, I'm not, I don't want to put him in jail just for shites and giggles, right?
Yeah,
But
my only concern is that we're putting him in custody for something that he may actually need. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's.
oh, no. Now
Yeah, right now.
he's going to dry out.
Well, yeah, sure.
Now he's going to dry out.
But let's say he has some kind of like serious withdrawals, they're gonna give him the same thing in custody.
But I know he's protected now.
Yeah.
Right. He's not out there on the street doing whatever he wants to self-medicate. However,
What a roller coaster. This wasn't just a drug hearing, it was a rescue mission in a courtroom. Mr. Clark came in with a history of critical overdose, a positive test for marijuana, and now buprenorphine, without a prescription. The judge laid out clear expectations. No substances. No excuses. And when Mr. Clark tested positive again, the court didn't just punish him, it protected him. With each layer of this case, we saw a judge balancing the law with compassion, choosing custody not as a sentence, but as a lifeline. In a justice system often criticized for being too harsh or too lenient, this judge walks the tightrope with grit and grace. Backhand index pointing right. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns. Because sometimes, the most powerful verdicts aren't just about guilt or innocence, they're about life or death.
Today he took a lab in a park. So if you want, the lab will come back within 7 to 10 days and they confirm everything that's in the system. The park.
yeah, no, I mean, do it, but I don't know whether he's going to be in there within the next 7 to 10 days, but
Well, they've been holding off till.
I'd like to know, obviously, I'd like to know everything that's in the system, right? But I'm now scared to let him go.
They sent the lab off to be tested. So he did the presumed positive today and then the lab will
So,
come back and
Will you
confirm.
please reach out to mom tonight
Right.
Perhaps we can talk tomorrow. I don't know if she's willing to come, but I know that she works. Please let her know that she can zoom in, so I don't want her to miss work.
She did give Michael his paperwork that you also looked at, and I'm sure it includes the list of medications that were administered at the hospital.
But I asked him just now, are you taking anything? And he said no.
Okay.
So he's lying to me, obviously, about something.
Doesn't know that that was administered to him because he was I think unconscious on a ventilator, right?
It wouldn't stay in your system that long, and then it wouldn't be a negative on Tuesday, and then it shows up positive now. Right?
I'll double check with
I
him.
mean, just common sense,
Okay. And do you want a TRAS before the plea?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But let's, I guess, reach out to mom, please. Let's talk tomorrow
Okay,
and
we can do that.
see what she has to say. Perhaps she has more news. Perhaps she can shed some light, but I'm scared to let him out. At least now I know I'm not gonna do something that's,
Buprenorphine to be able to even argue, but I do know I'm not a doctor, but I will look into it.
but you are a doctor in a manner of speaking. Thanks for coming, Kavita.